have around 100 home automations that I use in my smart home with Home Assistant. Some were pretty straightforward to set up and some were a bit more complex to figure out. I'm going to show 10 home automation ideas that are easy to set up. They don't require any special coding or complicated logic, but all 10 of them save us time every day and make our home more comfortable and secure. I'll cover automations related to lighting, ceiling fans, door locks, laundry, window shades, grocery shopping, and climate control. And if you've got unwanted animals tearing up your lawn or garden, we've got one just for that too. You'll find links in the description for helpful blueprints and videos that go even deeper on some of these ideas. If you're new here, my name is Michael Lean, and this channel is all about how tech can make you more productive, especially through home automation, with new videos every week. If you have a room without windows, chances are you flip a light switch on and off every time you enter and exit that space. Our laundry room, storage closet, and outdoor shed are just like this. Without any windows, it's always dark in there. So a simple automation was replacing the wall switch with a smart one and adding a contact sensor on the door. When the state of the contact sensor changes to open, it tells the smart switch to flip the light on. When closed, it turns the lights off. These are not spaces that we go into and then close the door behind us while we're still in there. For the walk-in closet, I've paired a Zeus ZSC41 contact sensor with a Zeus Zen 76 smart switch. For the laundry room and shed, I'm using a ring contact sensor. All of these devices connect to Home Assistant using Z-Wave. I've also got a Lutron Aurora switch paired with a Philips Hue bulb in the laundry room, so power is never cut to the smart bulbs. In rooms with windows, I'm using motorized shades for automated control of both sunlight and privacy. I have smart shades open and close automatically at sunrise and sunset. I also have them closed when the TV is turned on for a movie theater-like environment and when I'm recording a YouTube video for more consistent lighting. Other use cases include opening the shades to help you wake up in the morning, closing shades in the bathroom when using the shower based on a humidity sensor, or opening the shades when you first enter a room, or closing the shades when no one is home based on presence detection. I've used motorized shades from Lutron, SmartWing, SmartWave, SwitchBot, and ZemiSmart to name a few, and they were all easy to connect to Home Assistant and work reliably. Before I continue, I want to briefly share a cool product that I use from today's sponsor, ThirdReality. The Smart Switch MT1 is the first Matter over Thread product from ThirdReality, and it's unlike any other smart switch I've seen, and I've used a lot of them. The best part is no wiring is needed. It just snaps onto existing toggle or rocker switches and controls them mechanically. The slim design allows it to fit on multi-gang setups as well. Whatever your existing switch controls can now be controlled by your smart home and used in home automations, including lights, fans, and gas fireplaces. I'm using it on a rocker style switch to control a ceiling fan from my Home Assistant dashboard and in a home automation. I can have the switch turn the fan on whenever the room's temperature is too warm. As mentioned, the Smart Switch MT1 connects to your smart home using Matter over Thread. This reduces Wi-Fi interference and creates a self-healing mesh network in your home. You of course will need a Thread border router. I'm using an Apple TV 4K for this, but there are tons of other options, and it's great to see ThirdReality offering products that work with Thread. The Smart Switch MT1 is powered by 2 AAA batteries expected to last 1 year. See a link in the description if you want to check it out, and thanks to ThirdReality for supporting the channel. We have 5 ceiling fans throughout our house. These are DC powered fans with a built-in light that operate by a single wall switch and remote control. I made these smart by connecting each fan to a Bond bridge, which has an integration with Home Assistant. I then replaced the wall switch with the Zeus Zen 32 scene controller. This way, we can control the fan speed, and the fan's built-in light from the wall, plus program other buttons to perform additional smart home actions like controlling other lights in the room. But even better is the automation. Because I have various motion and temperature sensors in each room, I created an automation to turn the ceiling fans on when motion is detected and the temperature in the room is above a certain threshold, indicating it's too warm. This helps reduce the need to run the air conditioner, which can help save money. I'm also using a millimeter wave presence sensor in these spaces, which means an automation also turns off the ceiling fans when no human presence is detected for 5 minutes. Just keep in mind that the movement of a ceiling fan can cause a millimeter wave sensor to remain in a detected state, so sensor positioning is key for this to work. When we arrive home, our door auto unlocks to welcome us back. This of course works using a smart lock on our door, but I have conditions that my wife or I must have left and re-entered the geofence zone around our home, and our phones must be connected to our home's Wi-Fi network. Our phones connect to Wi-Fi as soon as we set foot on our property, so this condition confirms that we are actually home, so the door can't auto unlock if we're not there. As an additional precaution, a notification is sent to our phones confirming that the door was unlocked, so we're never surprised. But it's never run when we didn't expect it to. I actually have several automations related to our door locks, including one that auto locks the door at a certain time each evening. But what if we step out at night after this automation runs, perhaps to take out the trash or do something in the garage? That's where this next automation comes in handy. It's triggered when the lock changes its state from locked to unlocked for several minutes, and it's after sunset, which is the time our doors are set to lock. If so, it relocks the door and sends a notification to my phone informing me. I like to incorporate backup automations like this that consider the edge cases that may not be covered by the main automation that otherwise works well most of the time. The deeper you get into home automation, the more sensors you will pick up. Many of these may be battery-powered devices, like the contact sensors I mentioned in the first automation. Fortunately, these batteries generally last a long time, several years in some cases, but you don't want to be caught with a device going offline because the battery died unexpectedly, particularly on a smart lock. That's why I have an automation send me a daily alert if any device has a battery level below 20%. This way, I can swap out batteries before it's too late. I can even exclude certain battery entities from the automation, like our iPhones, so we don't get unwanted alerts. We have a traditional washing machine and dryer in our basement. My wife and I used to set a timer on our phones when we expected the laundry cycle to be completed, but the timers were rarely accurate. We also didn't like the built-in sound that these machines made when they were done because it would disturb our child sleeping in a nearby room, and we can't hear the sound if we're on the top floor. To solve this, I added a smart plug with energy monitoring to the washing machine and a vibration sensor on top of the dryer. When the energy consumption of the washing machine goes above and then below a certain threshold, and when the vibration sensor changes states, we get alerts on our phones and an announcement broadcasted over the smart speakers that the washing machine or dryer is done, but the announcement won't play if it's during our kids' nap time. Outside of work and school, the grocery store is one of our most visited destinations. Ashley and I manage our shared grocery list and home assistant, so no matter who goes, we know what's on the list and can easily check things off as we shop. To make it even easier, we automatically get a notification on our phones the moment we arrive at the grocery store. A single tap opens up the list, no need to open an app manually. This works because I created a zone around our grocery store. With the Home Assistant companion app installed on our phones and location access enabled, it knows when either of us has entered that zone. At our home, we get raccoons, fox, possum, and lots of stray cats overnight. They dig up the yard and leave their droppings all over the place. I work hard to care for our lawn, plus my kids play out there, so I'm not loving this animal intrusion. I first tried conventional methods to chase them away, like repellents, motion-activated lights, and a fake owl. But when they started doing their business directly on the owl, I knew I needed to get more creative. Our backyard has an in-ground irrigation system controlled by a ratio that connects to Home Assistant. I also have Unified Protect cameras around my property, and each camera has a motion sensor and animal AI detection. So I use the cameras to detect animal motion at night and use that as a trigger to run my irrigation system briefly. Both the water and sound chase the animals away. If your heating or air conditioning is running and you open a door or window for a prolonged period, you'll be wasting energy and money. I have an automation that will pause our HVAC system if it's running and any door or window in the house is open for 30 seconds. To make this automation work, I'm using a smart thermostat with ring contact sensors on every door and window. In Home Assistant, I created a helper group with all of these binary sensors as a single entity. I love this automation because I don't have to think about turning off the HVAC when we open the windows for the day, or if my kids run outside and leave the door open. My smart home just goes to work for me in the background. What are your favorite easy home automations, or what advanced automations would you like to see? Let me know down in the comments. And while you're there, give this video a like and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.